Hello, everybody, and welcome to 48-hour Artcheck round 152, where we are celebrating it like it is round 150, because there was a bunch of mix-up. Anyways, welcome to round 152, and we're just gonna kick it right off because we have a topic actually today. And so, Emily, what have you gotten done since the last Artcheck?
A lot. I think I got a lot done. So I worked on. We'll talk about it. The submission to the thingy. We'll talk about it. But I have other stuff that's just like in prep. So one of the characters that's in the episode that I'm working on, random dude. I just wanted to figure out what he would look like. Another thing, I have been wondering what if Aaron, one of my characters, should get more facial piercings. So I drew a bunch of pictures with different facial piercings for him. Yeah, ones that were fun to draw, but I'm like, are the smiley, the lip ring. Those are no, but it was kind of fun to draw a smiley. And then
That's a no to the lip ring.
yeah. But the nose ring, I forget what it's called. Septum piercing? Is that what this is?
Yeah. Yeah, this is a septum, like the bowl ring.
Yeah.
That's a septum.
Yeah. That one's kind of cool. And the eyebrow one is okay. I think the septum is the most in the running if I'm going to do more piercings for him. But I don't know. This would be a later down the road thing anyways. Like, he doesn't have one at the beginning of the story. And then also I drew my D&D character.
And it's amazing.
She's a 5'3", blood hunter, air. I don't know how to pronounce this. Genasi. I don't know. Ganassi. I just don't like how flat that A sounds. Anyways, dual wielding with the swords. So, yeah. I wanted to draw her because I knew she was going to be cute but scary. So, anyways, that is what I have done. What have you?
So, last week was a mix of craziness that I'll talk about in challenges. But I haven't gotten too much done. Thought a bit more about it's kind of more like future planning on things and not so much what I'm doing right now. And so I need to figure out right now before I can like do that type of stuff. But I decided I'm going to start to bring my iPad to work again. So I'm actually going to have time to draw cuz
Nice.
I gave up on that and I didn't want to. It just kind of happened. So there's the train.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to think. I really don't think there was too much. There was a lot of contemplation about what type of social media brand I'm going to do when I can. There was a lot of like I actually had discussions with people about that. Of like, okay, well, I'm going to should I do a photography page? Should I get back into graphic design? Should I do like tips on social media? Should I do the mental health thing that I've been doing? Should I, and kind of like trying to, because I want to do the mental health thing, but that's like a lot of like, I just don't know how to make 5 posts a week on any of those brands.
Yeah.
I think the mental health one's going to be easier than anything else because I have like you can tell stories and facts and shared statistics and all that stuff. But the thing is I still want the brand to be me. And so it's been trying to like find a balance of like, all right, I want to talk about mental health and I want to brand it. I want this to be me. I want this to be my brand because I don't care that people know about my mental health, right? I don't care
Right.
about that type of stuff. But it's just one of those things where it's like when you have to come up with 5 posts a week for like 12 weeks, I
That's a
mean,
lot.
that's 60 posts
Yeah,
to 2 separate channels.
that's a lot.
Yeah. And like, I mean, like there is some good that's going to come from it. I definitely think, I'm going to do it probably fall semester. And I definitely think it's going to go, it's going to be a good time, but I just don't think I just don't know how I'm going to get there. And so I've been trying to figure that out, which doesn't sound like, oh, it would take a lot of time, but it is. Because you're trying to come up with how can I make 60 posts? Like, how can I make 60 posts about this and not run out of stuff and not say the same thing over and over and not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. How do you add
So,
value 60 times?
yeah, seriously, how do you make 60 valuable posts? And how
Yeah.
do you make them so they're coherent? Do you do like anxiety one week, like depression one week, PTSD one week? Like, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? Do you go
Can you
like
not like combine some things? Like you have,
I can?
I feel like you could combine your photography, like not even like photography on the topic of mental health type things, but like you're you and you care about these things. Can't you have duality? You know what I mean?
That's the thing is that I don't know. It depends on who I take the class from, I think. And
Yeah.
so I've just kind of got to buckle down and figure that out. And just get through it type
Yeah.
of thing. So that's kind of where it's at is that. But I'm doing a medical deferment for next semester.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens with that.
Nice.
It'll be, I don't know. So it's giving me more time to prepare because right now my mental health is not in a place where I could do 5 posts a week.
Right.
Um, but if I can spend next semester to prepare and come up with 60 posts and come up with a solid brand and come up with all of that, then I think it could be good. So, anyways, that's kind of that. Um, Challenges. What you got?
Um, have I talked about my hand yet?
Yeah,
Like
not today.
going to the doctor? I went to the
No.
doctor last week. Yeah, last week.
Yeah, you went
Um,
last week. It wasn't on Artcheck.
it wasn't on there because I did it after.
Mm-hmm.
So, my hand is doing better. Just yeah, it's doing better. I have this like hand cream that makes my pain go away now. I don't know. Um,
Magic.
magic hand cream. Um, and the doctor was like, in a week or two, see how that goes. If you aren't having any improvement, go talk to an occupational therapist. If you are, then just wean yourself off of it. I forgot to put it on today, so I'm doing good so far. Like, yeah. So I probably will talk to an occupational therapist just so that I can figure out, like, I still got here somehow. How do I not get here again? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it is going good in that department. But I thought I'd bring that up just because that's been discussed a lot in challenges. But yeah, actual challenges. Work is hard. I started a new job and it's just, my brain is just fried. You look angry at the camera while
I
you
am.
you're just like,
Oh my
um,
god. It's because like I'm listening to you. I promise. Just ignore me.
it's just like, a very stressful job at the point at which it's at right now. And I don't feel like my brain has any time to like think. I don't know. Other challenges are that I'm choreographing a fight scene, and fight scenes are just freaking hard to do. So they're just hard because you have to drive plot, but you also have to coordinate who's where, when, what are they trying to do, and there's a lot of characters. So it's just rough. Yeah, we'll talk about that more because it's kind of like our topic. But yeah, a lot of just not having time, my brain being fried. I'm always on the verge of burnout, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
Like several months. So yeah.
It's coming.
I keep pushing it off. Like a weekend comes and I have a fun weekend and then I'm ready again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyways, what about you?
I'm trying to like word this in a I'm in a tough spot talking about it. You know what I
I
mean?
thought that was your wording. I'm in a tough spot.
That might be it. Yeah, I've been going through something. We've referred to it. Some of you may have been able to figure out what the context is. I can't confirm what is happening until it is over. But it's been stressful. It's been a really stressful time. The past week has just been worse because there's something coming up that's affecting it, and then there's like today I had to put together a bunch of money, and when I say I had to put it together, I mean my mom and grandma did because I don't have it. And
It's nice of
so
them to help you though.
yeah, it really is. They're the best. But so that's like coming to an end. However, I did mention I have to take a medical deferment. It's not the option that I want, but it is the only option that is really left at this point. Because school starts in 2 weeks, and this is not going to this is not going to resolve in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That is plain and simple. It's not going to happen. And so with that, it's just kind of been what it's been, but the past week has been really bad. And coming to terms with the fact that I have to take a medical deferment has been rough. And yeah,
it's a break. This
it is a break.
to...
This was supposed to be the break, though.
Yeah.
And so that's the aggravating part is that the break had to be extended, and now the break is being extended to September, which is good, and it really is a good thing because I think that everything that I've been through deserves a break once it's over. And I'm very excited to talk about what happened on social media, not because I want to drag anybody's name through the mud. I'm going to do my best to not, but I am excited because I have had to stop my mental health brand. I have had to stop a lot of things that used to give me outlets, that used to give me ways to do art, that used to allow me to do photo editing. I had to stop a lot of things. And so the hope is by middle of May. So I'm going to say May 15th. My stuff will be public again. It'll be up and running. And that'll kind of start up. And so that's like the hope right now. But it's just like, I don't know what happened last week, but it just got bad. Oh, and then on top of it, I mean, at the end of the month at the job that I work, we all have to pull extra hours. I worked an 11-hour day. The day before that, I worked a 10-hour day, and I have my regular, 9-hour days. But it was like with the 10 and 11-hour days, like I was just so exhausted afterwards. And then yesterday, I worked another 10-hour day, and so it's just one of those things. It really is just one of those things where it's like work. When you get home from work, drawing felt like it would be another thing to add on to it, or photo editing sounded like it would be another thing to add on to it, and I just wanted to go home and play Wii with my roommate and a friend. So yeah, So that's just kind of what happened. And then I spent the weekend doing fun stuff, like going over to your guys' place and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
yep, that was it. But yeah, I think it's coming to an end,
Good.
which is the first time that I've been able to say that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but anyways, yeah, if you figured it out, you figured it out. Please don't comment about it because it can't be confirmed. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's just kind of been it. Next art check. What you gonna do? Well, we're gonna talk about it
We're
probably.
gonna talk about it. I'm gonna work on what we're working on in this episode. Are these episodes?
Yeah, these are episodes.
Yeah, in this episode.
We say round, but we talk
Round.
it's episode.
Yeah.
We say like round
whatever instead of episode whatever.
152.
Yeah.
I'm over here taking off 50 episodes.
We're gonna talk about it today.
Yeah. So that's just kind of what Emily's working on. For me, like I said, I'm gonna try and bring my iPad to work, and work on that. Draw something, edit something, just something. That's the thing, is there's just like nothing I can post anymore. There's just, I don't know. It's very limited. So I'm gonna try and figure something out.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, I've been making like this doesn't sound like super artsy, but like I've been making like TikTok videos. Like nobody's seen them. But like I've been like not like recording me and stuff, but like doing like video editing TikTok.
Oh, cool.
Like editing stuff in TikTok. So I might work on some more of those. Because that's been like really easy. It's been fun. It's been creative in its own way, you know. And so I don't know. I might do some of those, but I also can't share those. So yeah, I'm literally in a loop. So
yeah,
it's fun, but that's yeah. I'll do something and hopefully I can show it.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Just take my word for it, everybody. Just please take my word for it. So today's topic is mainly going to be Emily talking and me listening.
Episode topic escapade. Escapade. I say escapade and apology. You know what? Instead of epilogue, apology. Let me pull it up. Webtoon. There it is. All right. So share. I share this. Boom. Okay. So Webtoon has this contest, which I mentioned last time. So I have until like June 1st to finish up this episode that I'm going to do for it. So yeah, that's what this is. It needs to be at least 60 panels, which I am already well past. I'm not well past, but I will be well past at the end of this because I've already written 60 panels and I've just barely gotten into the fight scene. But it needs to be at least 60 panels and it needs to have a fight scene. Why are you?
Because you always go way over.
I know, I can't help it. I've started doing some thumbnails, which if you follow me on Instagram, then you might have seen them. Because I shared it on my stories, but where I'm like working on the beginning while I'm still writing it, and I don't know why, because I don't think that's a totally smart move, because what I need to do is probably write it all out and then cut it down. But yeah, it's gonna be big, but I have like,
I'm not going to disagree with you.
Yeah, I have time to make it all, even if it is really long. So I just need to figure out what I'm doing. So yeah, let me pull up my apps. I'm probably not going to pull it up so that you guys can see it, but Be nice to refer to, because I have been running into the problem of I'm bringing it in, working on it, and I've just like kind of gotten into the beginning of the fight scene, and I don't know what to do now. So, yeah. I figure I can talk about it, but we could also bounce ideas off of each other. Does that sound
Okay.
good? I'm
Yeah.
still trying to figure out where it's going.
Okay.
So
So everybody, I don't know anything about this one. I know everything about the other one.
yeah,
I know nothing about this one, and it's
it,
just because we haven't had time.
yeah, it is
But
also. I went with like my story, like the one I've been working on. The submission's gonna be those characters. So last week I had talked about I had a different idea in mind where I could really easily make I could short storyify it because I haven't written out a whole season worth of stuff already. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
But this was how do I have my current story, but how do I show it in a bite-sized way that like introduces you to the characters, the universe, the problems that they deal with, and have action in it. Because not every episode is going to be like action packed. So I can't just like pull something out and take it without there being spoilers. So that was my issue. So I'm kind of building like the universe, but it's like a little piece of it. So
The Miniverse.
yeah, exactly. It's the story. It's just kind of like a separated event that doesn't spoil anything. So I won't necessarily explain all of the context of it that I do for like build up because I'm pretty close to finishing like the dialogue for that and the miniverse. The miniverse of madness.
Yeah, that's what I was exactly thinking. I was like, you've heard of the multiverse, but now get
Welcome
ready
to
for
the
the Miniverse.
So, I am trying to figure this out. So I've got like context. Let's see. I've got things start getting action packed around panel 32. Now,
Everybody, when I do stuff like this, I need to explain myself. I have read the whole comic. I have watched it being built.
mhm.
I have gone through 10 to 15 to 20 comic titles. So when I do something like this, it's because I know it's all going to change.
Mhm.
And so whatever everybody's hearing right now, it's not what you're going to read.
No, I'm pretty happy with the build up part. I need to tighten it and look at the episode as a whole and step back and figure out what do I tighten. But it's the fight scene part because a lot of it is like how do we progress this in a way? It's a little bit more because there isn't a long-term plot driving this particular fight scene. It kind of means I can do anything, but I can't do anything. It still needs to work within the context of who these characters are and what their motivations are and all that stuff, right? So a lot of it is like, don't just write a fight, right? Write a fight between these characters that you've developed and enemies, right? How does that work? What is that stuff you put on the wall?
Ticky tack.
Sticky tack. So here's where I'm at. We have a fight scene that is following 2.5 characters. Okay. So
which 2.5? Because I need to know what I'm allowed to say.
yeah. So we have Gail, which let me go pull up my Instagram.
Not everybody can just pull remember. I know exactly what Gale looks like. Also, yes, everybody, I'm playing with Sticky Tech. I don't know where any of my fidget toys are. I genuinely think they're all at my work desk. And unless I'm gonna play with a yo-yo, this is what I've got.
Okay, so stop sharing this one. I'll share my Instagram.
I had kinetic sand somewhere. Oh, a stress ball.
Okay. So we've
That's
got
Gale and Aaron.
yeah. These are like the main fighters,
Protagonists.
right? Yeah, and the main protagonist, which is why we're following them. So it's between them, and then let me pull back and let's see. Oh wait, I don't want to go that way. I want to do this. And this dude right there.
Really?
Yes, he's not fighting them. He's just one of the other people in the fight. So, and that is Gale's brother, Danny.
Danny.
So
hence why I was like, what?
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
He's a fighter, but
yeah, he doesn't have a lot of chances to show how he is a fighter in my story because of reasons. But he's good in a pinch, so he's there.
so does
what?
Do certain people have certain capabilities in the story?
Yes.
Yay!
Aaron.
Yay! Yeah. I can talk about it.
Aaron turns invisible. He's not a crazy good fighter, but he turns invisible. So he's a sneaky little piece of crap who comes in, cuts out. You know what I mean?
He's also like skinny boy.
This is kind of in the future, not like right off the bat, because he doesn't know how to fight in the beginning of the story. But he learns how to.
Skinny boy.
Yeah, and he becomes a medium boy, but on this small medium side.
He's a slight string bean with muscle.
Yeah, and so part of it, he's just a tall boy. He has natural lankiness that you just can't get away from. But, anyways, it's in the future for them. So like, this is a point where it's not like it's his first fight or something, and he has a method down where he knows how to, right? So Gale, for example, is actually into MMA, right? So she studied different martial arts and is good at fighting, right? Same with Danny, little less interest. He's just a big buff dude who's strong, right? And then Aaron is like good at getting people off of him and being a sneaky little piece of crap who is just going to punch you when he's invisible. So, yeah, there's that. So that's kind of the context of the fight. Now, Aaron and Gale are coming off to fight bad guys. Danny is behind. He's doing behind the scenes fighting, right? So like this is against cops, by the way. So they're in public, they're fighting cops. Other cops come to the scene. Danny's taking care of those guys. He's mostly there for comedic relief, I'm not going to lie. I've just put those scenes in there so he can just have like stupid Danny moments. He's kind of a ham and like it's just there to say goofy stuff. So it's mostly there for him just to do that. But Aaron and Gale are kind of driving the plot. Now, Danny, his whole fight thing, I know where he's going with that. I've kind of already written the extent of most of his fighting. But Aaron and Gale, which is the most important part of the fight scene, haven't gotten into it. Haven't really dipped into it too much. So let me pull up. So the kind of driving thing with this fight is they're trying to save somebody. Okay. Aaron is like, I can get you in, I can get you out, we can take care of this and like save the person, right? Gale says, cool, right? They get there and she just brawls instead because she's who she is. So she's being brash and making poor decisions and just fighting instead of tactically trying to get in, get out, which is more of what Aaron would have wanted. So now they're in a fight with 3 officers, 2 of them. Okay. So that's kind of where I'm at, where Aaron brings in Gale. He can make other people invisible as long as he's like touching them. So he gets her into the fight. She starts a brawl instead of helping the person, and he is stuck now with 2 cops, and she's with the one that she initially attacks. So that's kind of where we're at. Other than, I know there's a couple things I would like for Aaron to kind of, let's see, get stuck with like having a difficult time having 2 enemies on him, even though he can turn invisible and stuff. He's not as strong. So it'll be more of Gail's having a good time. She's just fighting to her heart's content. Aaron is struggling. That's kind of where I'm at. I need help choreographing this because I don't exactly know how this is going to end. So I'm hoping yes.
So you don't know how the episode, you don't know what the outcome of this you want to be.
I have 2 ideas for how I want it to end.
Are they going to help the person?
Both are, yes. They're going to help the person. It's just a matter of how. How do I get there? Because sometimes when I'm writing it, I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. And then I just arrive places. I don't know if that's great or not. I don't know if that's a good thing. But 2 areas I'm working towards is 1, they help the person, they get out. It's great. Alternate ending, okay? They finish fighting the bad guys. It's all good. They go to help the person and they say, I don't want your help. Leave me alone. So
I don't like that one.
I kind of like that one. It because of social context, it would be well, that sucks, but it would make sense, kind of.
It would make sense if the comic had been released already. That's like you're trying to get people into your comic and then they're like, I don't want your help. I feel like it's not.
So let me get into the context then. So the story is about how there are people with superpowers. They're called variants. And they are like bottom of the barrel in society. Okay. So they are like mistreated. The big problem that they have in the story is that they end up getting arrested if they do anything with their powers. They'll get arrested. It's called rehomed. It's supposed to be a good place where they can go and live and be separate from society, but it's really just jail. And so the main characters of the story. What?
I said it is a camp.
It's
not even jail. It's a camp.
Yeah. It's yeah, exactly. Like when you look at it, it works like a jail. Like I've organized it to work a lot like prison and look like prison, and the grounds are like prison, but yeah, it's really more of a camp type of situation. So yeah, anyways, and the main characters are there to kind of like bust people out, like free them, or to help them not get there in the first place. So that's the context of this. So we're gonna have somebody who at the end potentially says, I don't want your help, which is like a sad thing. But it'll make sense. There's a lot of build up. It takes 32 episodes to get, or panels to get to the fight scene for a reason. So that's where I'm going with it. Do you have questions so far?
No, I'm staying quiet because I'm afraid I'm going to say too much.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I need help choreographing this though. So ideas are helpful. So
I know. The fight scene I'm not worried about talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's hit back to
Other
the fight
stuff. The other stuff, I don't know what I can and can't say.
scene. Okay.
I
So
haven't read it, so I don't know what I can say.
fair. So, let me take you through some of the things that are happening in the fight. Let me go find the first part. So
Everybody else would be happy if I accidentally spoiled something.
I know. Yeah.
But you wouldn't.
I might not be. So
This episode might just wind up deleted.
no, we'll make it. It'll happen. We'll be okay. So first panel of the fight scene, Gale materializes, punches a cop in the face. Okay. Aaron's still invisible. He shows up.
What's the context for her punching the guy in the face?
This is when Aaron was like, I can get you in, I can get you out, and we'll take care of it, right? And instead of getting in and out.
What does he do that makes
he's antagonizing. Yeah.
Thank you.
He's the one that she has directed her anger at, and it's due. Like he's being a bad guy at the moment, right? So at this point, Danny splits off, realizes there's trouble. He goes off and does his thing. Okay. So now Aaron trips one of the other officers who are rushing to help. He's being like a distraction. So he trips one, appears so you can see him, and then disappears. So both of the cops are kind of like stuck on him at the moment. So disappears, confuses one of the other cops, punches him in the face. Then it cuts back to Gale fighting the other cop. And then let's see. So this is one part that I don't know what I'm doing yet. Okay. So I'll read it. She kicks him in the gut with her knee. They momentarily back up from each other. And the cop stands up straight and they kind of square up again. They look at each other and the cop says something menacing. I haven't nailed down the line yet, but basically he's going to say, like, if you don't want to get arrested and thrown in jail, you realize, like, you better take me out type of a thing. It still
she goes bet.
What?
And she says bet.
Yeah, she says bet. Like, she doesn't say anything, but she gives the look of like, fine, you know. So we'll see if I keep that part in where he's like talking. I find that dialogue, okay, here's the problem with fight scenes in comics. You lose a lot of clarity. In a movie, you can linearly see how a character gets from point A to point B, right? You can see how a character arrives to where they are and why they're doing what they're doing. In a comic, you're showing image by image. So it's like taking the most important frames of that movement. So dialogue really helps with like grounding the fight scene so that you can understand who is fighting who, where are they, who's winning, what is happening. So, for example, one of my challenges is Aaron turns invisible, right? How do you depict that in still images? How do you depict that somebody's getting punched in the face by an invisible person, right? So, like, the clarity is the thing. But, like, dialogue really helps with that. Or internal dialogue, because sometimes there's a little bit of narration there. But I don't want any internal dialogue. So those are my problems. So anyways, we leave off. Gale is squared up. She's about to fight the other cop again. And then Danny splits off. We're going to, I'm going to skip that part just because I have that figured out. Now, we cut back in to Gale fighting again. And I'm not sure what I should do there, but I want to bounce back and forth for a while between Aaron and Gale. So
To show Aaron being invisible, don't you just make him blue?
I do show him like transitioning. It's like cloudy. Well, it's not cloudy, but it's like parts of him are phasing in and phasing out, right? But I'm not expressly saying anywhere he turns invisible. Like
So
I'm just
why don't you
looking
just have
weird.
one of the cops say where'd he go?
Yeah, that's a good point. See, this is good things to point out. I typed this in here. Where'd he go? Okay, thank you. Dialogue helping move the fight scene. So there's that.
I'm over here like, yeah, you don't want to be like, oh, he's invisible, but somebody could be like, oh, where'd he go? And they're like, he's a variant, and then boom.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so there's that.
Because they hate variants, so it'd be interesting to be like,
variants.
he's a variant.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is really like I'm spending that first half of this episode like really building up. Like, yes, they're fighting police officers. They're not good people, type of a thing. They're being like, you should be angry at them. You know what I mean?
The
So
bad cops.
yeah, like I'm trying to establish
They're dirty.
Yeah, like at this point, people attacking police officers would be the bad guys. It's flipped. So I have to give you a reason to despise the cops. So there's a lot of that happening of we hate variants stuff.
Especially in this day and age.
Yeah, there's a lot
in
of
your current political climate. You're doing
current political
something
climate
a little iffy.
makes things interesting, but I think lends to stuff, to be honest. Like it's not like an out of the blue concept now.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, so some things that I'm thinking would be some cool things to show in the fight would be so Aaron and his fight, they have batons, not guns, mostly just because if all the bad guys had guns to start with, then like would they just kill off my characters and then there's no story? So they have batons. So there's like the first cop that Gale punches at the very beginning of the fight, he's already lost his baton. Like it's across the room, he can't reach it. So it's a fist fight.
Is this like in the streets?
No, it's in public though.
Okay.
So that's the other part that's going to be so rough is I'm going to have to draw a lot of crowds.
I was about to say.
Yeah. So.
Emily.
Yeah, I wanted it to be the best possible. If I'm going to submit it, right, I want it to be juicy, you know? Just good. So, that's where I'm at. Oh, the batons. So, Aaron is fighting two cops who still have their batons. Yes. So, some things that I think could happen that would be interesting is like somebody grabs him even though he's invisible and kind of nails him down and is trying to like choke him out and he has to get out of it. But what is the other cop doing? Or similar situation, but they're nailing him down with like the baton and they're like fighting over the baton. Ideas.
I would make one cop be on Aaron and two cops be on Gale.
Yeah, she's obviously like a really big threat, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking like...
Because how are two cops going to fight an invisible person? One cop should be dealing with the invisible person, and the other cops should be dealing with the one who instigated it. Like, I feel like it doesn't make sense for two cops to be on Aaron.
They could be on Aaron because he's trickier, and also we could have like them fumbling over themselves.
I think
type of a thing.
Sorry.
You're dying over there.
I'm real tired. I woke up at 8:30. I know that you woke up at like 6, so don't say anything, but I'm tired.
Yeah, you're like 8:30. I was like, I slept in today and I woke up, my alarm went off at 7:30 and I got out of bed at like 8:15 or something.
Isn't your class at 8?
Not today.
Okay.
No.
I was
Yeah.
wondering why you
We
texted
don't
me back at 10:50.
Yeah, we don't have class in class today. We have class.
Is it week 13? Oh god, I hate that. Okay. So, anyways, the I feel like 2 cops should start off on Gale,
Okay.
and then the cop on Aaron can yell like he's a variant, and then one of them can run off to go help get
Okay.
the variant.
I'm
See what I mean?
typing your suggestion, so I have things to
Well, because
figure out.
here's the thing. It would make sense for them to go on Aaron because he is a variant, but they don't know that immediately. It's not like he's like enters the fight. Yeah, it's not like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
It's
also
not like they look at him and they're like, "Oh, he's a variant." It's like he's there, but if they're not paying
comes in
attention
and
to him, then
causes
they wouldn't.
trouble.
Yeah, he comes in, like I'm thinking like he comes in, he punches somebody, he goes invisible, and that's when they're like, you know, and then
Yeah.
that's when they yell like he's a variant, and then somebody comes over because somebody still has to stay on Gale, right? But if it's 3 cops, well, Danny's fighting one, so it'd be 4 cops.
Well, he's in a different place.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
He's
so it's 3
preventing
cops,
backup
right?
from coming.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So if it's 3 cops, then I think 2 should start off on Gale. Aaron hits 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little bit more separated from the pack. That's like, because you said he's going to trip him, right? And
Yeah.
so he trips him and then appears, I would say, hits him and then redisappears. And I think that's when somebody should like yell. Because the thing is that the variants are like, you know, like more of a threat than Gale is.
Yeah.
And so
they might start off thinking that she's the variant because she's the one that appears out of nowhere. They don't know that there's a second person.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that that's why 2 people would be on her. But when Aaron's appearing and disappearing to throw punches, I think that there should be a switch from 2 people on Gale to 2 people on Aaron. I don't think it should start off with 2 people on Aaron, but I do agree that 2 people should be on Aaron.
This also like gives me opportunity for dialogue between Aaron and Gale. Because here's the thing, like throughout the fight, I do want to like drive in that like Gale's not doing what she said she was going to do. So, like if that happens, Aaron can come in and get, maybe all 3 of them are on her, right? He comes and tries to get at least one off of her. And this is when he can throw in like, hey, what are you doing? Right?
I feel like he would say something sarcastic, like, good job sticking to the plan.
Yeah, like he would, like, I'm imagining being like, you're supposed to get in and out. Is this what you call in and out? So, like, something like that.
Yeah, like, yeah.
That could be a good way to take, because it can start all on her and then he pulls some off.
Yeah. I like the idea of him tripping somebody.
I do
while
too.
They were
I like
going
the idea
towards
of
her.
Him showing up, appearing like uninvisible right at the instance of tripping them. So you see him actually trip them. Mostly just so that we can see that happen and understand it. But then like just as like, and then just disappears, right? And so they're like, oh crap, there's somebody else here. But in this situation where he's like, they're all on her and then he's separating, he's more of like, in my head, he's pulling somebody off or like sweeping a leg or something. But I don't know. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that pulling somebody off, they're not going to realize immediately that he's the variant.
Yeah.
Is the thing. Do you know what I'm saying? But once he is the variant, he's going to become a bigger threat because I think it's going to appear that she's not at that point because she would be using it.
Yeah.
When 3 cops are on her. Oh, is that a spoiler? Sorry, everybody. But
that 3 cops are on her?
No, that she's not a variant.
Oh.
My bad.
I mean, it's not a huge thing. It's a beginning spoiler.
Sorry.
It's a first
So,
couple episodes spoiler.
my bad.
It's fine. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
I
figured that it was established.
It honestly kind of like isn't
these
said,
panels.
but sort of implied in this one. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
that's why
That,
I
like,
figured. I was
Aaron
like,
is, but why aren't they doing anything?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's okay.
I didn't say anything about anybody else. You said.
You're okay. You're okay.
But anyways, so basically, like, I feel like it would become more apparent that he's the one that made her invisible if he's like, in my head, it's like almost like a little bit of like comedic relief of
Yeah.
like him going in and out,
Yes.
but also like then it becomes serious. You know what I mean?
Wow, look at this. Google Docs. If you type the little sideways, the lesser than or greater than, and the 2 dashes, it just turns it into an arrow for you.
Is it really?
It looks like, you know how normally when you type it, it looks like an arrow? They just turned it into an arrow. So
Also, by the way, I was looking up like drawing fight scenes.
Oh yeah, I'm kind
On
of
my other
really
monitor.
excited for drawing the fight scenes because that's like gestural heaven or hell, depending on how good you are. But I can also throw in that Aaron's eye, like variants, their eyes change a different color when they're using their powers. It's like each one is associated with a different color. So it'd be very apparent if they look at his face. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're the one that is the variant. You're the one that's making them invisible. So
because her eyes aren't going to change.
Yeah, her eyes would change when she phases out or something. So, but they don't.
That's my. Sorry that I spoiled that.
No, that's fine. I mean, honestly, it was an implicit spoil. Like it's implied. I just didn't think about how it was implied, but it's implied in like the whole story. Some of it
That's
I
what
do
I was
have
thinking.
to like actually establish. Like I'm gonna have to show this to other people who don't know the story and be like, "Do you understand what's going on?" You know what I mean?
You know who would love that?
Yeah, I do.
He would lose. He would be so excited. Steph's boy. I'm gonna tell him about it when he wakes up today. He's gonna lose his mind.
Look, I also got update on this. I got the nail polish off of it.
Nice.
Last week I was sad because there's nail polish on it. I got it off. But anyways,
by the way, we have 7 minutes left to this episode.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be doing thumbnails like along the whole way. Like I'm gonna be going back and forth from script to thumbnails, so that can help me establish, is this working or is this not visually, because it has to work visually. So yeah, anyways, let's think of some things, because the hardest part is filling out the middle, right? So got a beginning, got an end. I gotta figure out how to get there. So we're talking they all start on Gale or 2 star on Gale, then move over to Aaron. What do we do after that? So I kind of talked about how the batons would be interesting for the fight, right? So if one
I think it would be interesting if like he like while invisible like threw a baton.
You know,
like,
oh my gosh, that would be so hard to show.
I know, but it'd be cool.
We already have baton throwing from variants that are not discussed today. It's in the story. It'll make sense when you read it. But
like it's in the episode or it's in
it's in this episode. Yeah. Okay. So anyways, we'll have to figure that out. But
not my favorite character, the one that I named.
The one that you named?
Yeah, they're not my favorite character. But
he is not here because he is the most
I know he's
minuscule of minor characters.
Which is why there. Emily let me name him.
He is only there because
she needed numbers
in groups, and I'm like realized I was missing somebody. They don't pertain too much to plot whatsoever. They're just there sometimes to kind of fill out a specific team. And he had been such an afterthought that as I was writing the episode, I was like, oh yeah, I'm missing somebody. Hey, Kayla, what is this person and what did they look like and what's their name? Because I didn't care.
Thanks, Emily.
No, I'm just saying, like, it was such an afterthought that I didn't want to come up with it, so I asked somebody else to. You know what I mean?
I was giving you a hard time. No, they're not my favorite character. I was just making a joke.
Who's your favorite character?
Aaron.
Of course. He might be my favorite character. I give him a lot of
I
attention.
like Gale. I think I'm excited for the character development of Gale.
Oh, yeah.
She pisses me off.
Yeah.
She pisses me off because I relate to her on a personal level and I don't like it.
Really? I thought it was just because she's a character that, like, is a frustrating character.
I used to be that frustrating, though.
So it's, like, deeper for you.
Before I got to counseling, I used to be that frustrating. And so I look at her and I'm like,
yeah.
Nice.
Here's the thing. She is, like, far along in her, like, mental health journey. She's just always been a jerk. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
She's worked through so much that you don't really, like, notice until I flash back and show you before. But she's just a difficult personality through and through. And that's all it is. Exacerbated, of course, by other things. But anyways, off topic.
That's what I think. I don't know. Does that help at least?
Yes, this is helpful.
Because, like, I just don't think that 2 cops should start off on him because they don't even know he's there.
Yeah. Well, the way I had it was that one was further away from the other 2 anyways, and Gale attacked the one. So Aaron went for the 2. But I can just rearrange things. And it's literally just a matter of somebody standing closer to somebody else right before it happens. And that's not really a lot choreographically wise to get them there. So there's that.
I literally moved my camera down so you could see me better, and then I just sunk to my chair.
Yeah, I noticed. You're just down there. I can't even physically get further down because my camera is high up and looking down.
I wish mine was.
I have a really tall monitor.
Yeah, because hers does this.
Well, it's not doing it's not portrait right now, but it's very tall. It's a 24-inch one, and it's pretty high off. But anyways, so some things. I'm kind of thinking of Gale finishing up her fight faster and coming in to help Aaron afterwards. Like, where she's kind of like action hero-y. I like to reverse the gender, like, roles in this, right? So I like Gale to be the muscular buff hero and Aaron to be the, like, I need help person. So I'm kind of thinking of her stepping in and just fixing everything type of thing. Don't know how to get to that point other than I know that I want Aaron to get swamped, but we'll figure it out. We only have a minute and a half left in the episode because you have something you have to do, right? Didn't you say you had
your
something
Wi-Fi,
after
your
this?
Wi-Fi just went. Yes, your Wi-Fi just went nuts.
Oh.
I couldn't hear your last few sentences, but then I heard something after this. Yes, I do. But we were gonna watch Avatar today anyways, so.
What did you say? The train was being really loud.
I said we talked about watching Avatar today anyways.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I'll just come over.
You just come over and help me figure it out. But you guys got to see a little bit of a writer's room, you know?
Yes. And everybody just learned that I am watching Avatar.
Yeah.
So you're all welcome.
Yeah.
Emily and I started.
We're
in season 2.
Oh, wait. Did we finish book 1?
Yeah.
We did.
Uh-huh.
We're in season 2.
Uh-huh.
I was just saying, I got her like a third of the way through book 1.
No.
We finished book 1.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Book 2 is very good. So
Yeah, we are starting book 2 today.
yeah.
Anyways, if you want to find my stuff right now, it is a private account, but like I said, it will be becoming public again. The underscore comeback underscore KLD. It looks like kid. It is not. It is AL for my middle name. If you want to find Emily's stuff, go to @Guminelli, Guminelli.com, Guminelli on Twitter, Guminelli on TikTok, Guminelli on Instagram, Guminelli on Facebook. It is her name. It's right there. I like circled it as if people could see it, but it's right there. Everybody, Guminelli,
There.
she's posting stuff about her comic. If you are one of the people who has been upset that there is nothing happening, and you have watched this episode, first off, now you know stuff is happening.
Yeah.
Secondly, go look at her Instagram so you can see the characters. It's great. It's a great time. Thank you everybody for watching Artcheck. Happy episode 152, which I think would have been our 150
Yeah.
because of how many episodes we were behind. Happy episode 152. We will have another round of short episodes this month, and then next month we'll have one longer episode, just like we had today.
Yeah.
So we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.